Hi friends! Earlier on the channel I made separate releases about the best freestyle wrestlers, Greco-Roman style, the best women wrestlers, the best wrestlers in these styles for all time and for a certain period. Today I want to combine all this and make the top 10 best wrestlers in history, regardless of the styles of wrestling and the stats of the wrestlers. 10th place, Soviet wrestler Arzubek Fedz. It was very hard to choose who would be number 10 on this list between Arzubek Fedz and Sergei Beloglazov, but I ended up settling on Arzubek. Both of these guys were two-time Olympic champions, but only because they didn't participate in the 1984 Olympics for political reasons. Arzubek Fedz had a dead grip on the 68 kilograms weight class throughout his reign, where he once didn't concede a single point for 3 years in a row, which is absolutely insane in freestyle wrestling. Arzubek Fedz attempted to win his third Olympic gold medal in 1996, but at the age of 34, competing for Uzbekistan, it just wasn't possible. Nevertheless, Arzubek Fedz will remain an all-time great and one of the wrestlers who changed freestyle wrestling forever. 9th place, Russian wrestler Abdul Sagil. Abdul Sagil has already had a Hall of Fame level career, yet he is only 27 years old. He currently has 2 Olympic gold medals and 5 World Championship gold medals. He only has one loss, and that was in the 2017 World Finals against American Kyle Snyder, when Sagil moved up in weight to fight the Olympic champion to 97 kilograms. He ended up losing that bout by 1 point, robbing himself of a chance at a perfect career at the adult level. This defeat motivated Sagil greatly, and he defeated the American in the finals of the 2018 World Championships, where he regained the title of king. After Sagil still defeated Snyder in the Olympic final in Tokyo, along with the 2021 World Final in Oslo. The Sagil-Snyder confrontation is now called the greatest rivalry in wrestling. 8th place, Swedish wrestler Ivar Johansson. Ivar Johansson is one of the pioneers of modern wrestling. He is a 3-time Olympic champion and the second person to accomplish this feat. But what is really amazing is that he won 2 gold medals at the 1930 Los Angeles Olympics, 1 in Greco-Roman and 1 in freestyle. He dominated the European scene, winning 9 championships virtually untouched, while doing it into different styles, which is absolutely insane. 7th place, Swedish wrestler Karl Westran. Karl Westran was the first wrestler of any style to win 3 Olympic gold medals. He competed in the Greco-Roman division and was one of the most dominant Olympic wrestlers of all time, winning at middleweight, bantamweight, and heavyweight in his career. This included 3 European Championship gold medals and a World Championship gold medal. At the 1924 Olympics, Westran competed in both freestyle and Greco-Roman wrestling. He was able to claim a gold medal in Greco-Roman and placed 6th in freestyle. 6th place, Japanese women's wrestler Cory Icho. At the 2016 Rio de Janeiro Olympics, Cory Icho made history and became the first wrestler to win 4 Olympic gold medals. Along with this, she is a 10-time world champion and a 4-time Asian champion. Since women's wrestling was only declared an Olympic sport in 2004 in Athens, she has won every possible Olympic gold medal in her career. Icho eventually announced the end of her career in 2016 after making history and winning her 4th gold medal. At the age of 35, after being retired for 2 years, Icho decided to try and make a comeback to the wrestling arena. Her motive was unknown, but it seems that she was trying to get her 5th gold medal. In the end, it didn't work and the 35-year-old won only a bronze medal at the Asian Championships. 5th place, Russian wrestler Buvasa Saitiev. Most people's first reaction upon seeing Saitiev at number 5 would be that it's too low a position for him, but let's break it down. Buvasa Saitiev is a 3-time Olympic champion and 6-time world champion. That in itself gives him Hall of Fame status, but as high as his accomplishments in the sport are, he has had some setbacks in his career. In 2000, as the reigning Olympic champion, Saitiev failed to win a medal in Sydney. In 2002, he wasn't even a representative of Russia as he was knocked out by Mekhamed Izagajev. The same situation was repeated in 2007 when he lost to Mekik Murtazaliyev, who won the world title that year. 4th place, Japanese female wrestler Sor Yoshida. the most prolific wrestler of all time. Sor Yoshida is a 13-time world champion and 3-time Olympic champion, and that's what solidified her position at number 4 on this list. At one time, Yoshida dominated the 55 and 53 kilogram weight class. She hadn't lost a bout in her entire career, until her last bout against Helen Maroulis of the United States at the 2016 Olympics, where she won silver. Yoshida, along with Cory Icho, were the anchors of the Japanese national team, where they consistently dominated the world of women's wrestling. Third place, Soviet wrestler Alexander Medved. At this point, Alexander Medved is widely recognized as the greatest freestyle wrestler of all time. Medved is the most dominant freestyle wrestler the world has seen, with his 3 Olympic gold medals and 7 world titles. As a pioneer in the wrestling world, he has brought a lot of attention to the sport with his wrestling abilities. A prime example of this is the greatest wrestling rivalry of all time between Alexander Medved and Osman Juraliyev. They met 8 times, and Medved came out victorious on all 8 occasions. This rivalry was of great benefit to the wrestling world. Alexander Medved might have been number 1 on this list, but what the next 2 wrestlers have done is something special. Number 2, Russian wrestler Alexander Karelin. Alexander Karelin was one of the most dominant athletes in history. He remained virtually unbeatable in his time in wrestling, winning 3 Olympic gold medals and 9 world titles. He has victories over American legends Rulon Gardner, Matt Gaffari, and Jeff Blatnick to his credit. Karelin has won 888 fights, 887 in wrestling and 1 in mixed martial arts, and suffered only 5 defeats throughout his career. Included among the 25 best athletes of the world of the 20th century, he is listed in the Guinness Book of Records as the athlete who has not lost a single fight for 13 years, and for 6 years without losing a single point in all official bouts. He was even known to have had opponents refuse to fight him. The most famous defeat of Karelin occurred in the final of the 2000 Olympic Games from the American Rulon Gardner. After that, Karelin announced the end of his career. First place, Cuban wrestler Lopez Nunes. Lopez is the first male wrestler to win for Olympic gold medals. He last won in Tokyo, where he defeated Georgia's Jacobi Kajaya in the final. There will always be a debate about who is the greatest of all time between Karelin and Lopez. With Lopez possibly returning to the sport, the arguments will increasingly lean in favor of the Cuban. The most impressive part of what Lopez has done is the fact that he has competed in 5 Olympic Games, the most of any wrestler on this list. In 2004, he never made it to the podium and the champion was Kasim Barov, but that failure never happened again, as Lopez defeated Barov in the finals of the Beijing Olympics and won his first gold medal. Lopez was able to defeat Heike Nobi in the 2012 Olympic final. What followed was one of the greatest confrontations in Greco-Roman wrestling between Lopez and his main opponent Reza Kayalp. In the 2016 Olympic Games final, Lopez defeated Kayalp 6-0 to become a 3 history of Greco-Roman wrestling and among male wrestlers of different styles. At this point, it is unknown what the future holds for Lopez. Regardless of what he decides to do, whether Lopez goes for his 5th gold, he has already established himself as the greatest wrestler of all time.